Morning, you guys. I was about to apologise for the mess in the background, but I'm realising you can't actually see it. See, if I lean back there, you can see there's bags and stuff sitting out there, and it is because I'm packing. I'm in the middle of packing. We're going away on Monday. So today is Tuesday, Wednesday? Can't remember. But we're going away on Monday. We're going to Aviemore. Can't wait. We've got a week there and then a week off work to just have some adventures, and hubby and I will have some time together as well, where we can go to the shops and whatnot, because Watson will put him in a little bit in with his walker, because that's what he loves, you know, playing with the other dogs. And so really looking forward to it. But you know, when you're in the middle of packing and everything's a bit sort of topsy-turvy, so that's where I'm at. Okay, so I'm telling you about my Amazon favourites, and I've got so many, honestly. I wrote them down and I thought, I'm going to do my Amazon favourites of 2024. And I wrote them down, and there were so many, I'm like, that it's going to need to be in at least 2 parts, possibly 3. So this is part 1, and I've literally just gone through my whole Amazon account and written everything down that I've loved over 2024. Thankfully, it doesn't give you a total of how much you've spent, or not that I've seen. So I'm going to tell you about this first, because I want to go and put it back in the freezer. But this is my Halos head thing. I'm not going to put it on either, because it'll mess up my hair, and my head's all right today. But this is amazing. If you have migraines, you need to get one of these, because it is so soothing. Something frozen is just, everybody will tell you, anything that's cold or frozen on your head when you've got a migraine is great. So I'm going to go and stick this back in the freezer. Then I have a bag to show you, and I should have said at the beginning, these things are really random, but there are some beauty items. There is a couple of hair items, a blush, and a nail thing. Is that it? I think that might be it beauty wise, so they are really random. But this bag I wanted to show you, because it is obviously like a Kipling bag, but it's not a Kipling bag, and it was a lot less expensive than a Kipling one. I have tried many Kipling bags, and I was looking for this. This is my dog walking bag, if you like. Although I'm going to take it today. I think I'm going to Edinburgh today. I think I'm just going to take this. I'm not meeting anyone or anything. It is brilliant, absolutely brilliant. It is waterproof. I've worn it in the rain. It's got so many pockets. It's got one there. It's got one little one there. It's just probably got poo bags in it. Oh no, it's actually got my, you know, a bag in case we buy stuff when we're out, but it would be good for poo bags. Actually, normally Kev has the poo bags when we're out. It's got 2 compartments here. So I have one, this one is my compartment, and then this one is Watson's. So in here I've got his ball, and I've got some water and a little thing to put the water in, and his tug toy. You know, I've got a few things in there for him. What else can I tell you about it? Side pockets. It's just an all-in-all good bag. It's comfortable. You know, if you've got neck problems and you want to wear one that's a rucksack type, backpack type bag, it's brilliant. I think what fell out there might have been my tooth. Yeah, it was my tooth that fell out. So I've got it in a little pot like this to remind me to take it to the dentist when I'm going to my bag. That in there is my tooth, part of my back tooth. I think it is anyway. I don't know if it's my tooth or filling, which is why I'm taking it to the dentist. Not that I think they're going to stick this back on, but I just wanted to show her, because I've got a funny feeling, it's a tooth at the back here, that it might be like the tooth is almost gone. If that was a bit of the tooth, it might be like time to take the whole tooth out, you know. But anyway, I've got an appointment on Thursday. That was annoying to happen before I went on holiday, but hey ho. Anyway, a bag, absolutely brilliant, love it. One of the more boring things, but it's really good, is this extension lead. It's a block extension lead, and it's got 1, 2, 3, 4 plugs, so normal size plugs, and then it's got 3 USBs on the top. And having that combination in the living room is absolutely brilliant. As you can see, there's things that we're always charging. So this one, can't remember if this is for my iPhone or Kev's, and then this is for my iPad. And then I plug the iron in here when I do the iron in the living room, and I've got a electric diffuser. Did I get that from Amazon? No, I didn't. I got it from TikTok, I think. But I plug that in here, and it's just fantastic. Now, I've actually got 2 of these. This one is the one with a short lead, and I've also got one with a long lead that fits like further behind the sofa on the other side. So absolutely brilliant. And you know, this has got an on-off button as well. You know, you can buy some of these cheaper extension leads, and we've found, like, I've got one little plug that's like you can put USBs in to charge my phone. That's what I was using before, and it gets really hot, and that just really freaks me out. It's like, no, that's not okay to be leaving, you know, plugged in while I'm going out. Because I know in the USA, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure I remember this from Americans coming to the hotel I worked in, and also when I've been in America. You don't have switches on the wall to switch things on and off, but we do, and a lot of the time things are switched on, you know, and then the plug, like I said, gets really hot, and that puts me off, and I normally throw things like that away. This never overheats, so I'm pretty sure that it is safe. Next is so random, but if you are an organizer, you'll love this. If you like having, no, a planner, not an organizer. If you like to have things in just in case, this is my birthday paper. I would like to say it's my birthday paper for when I forget to buy birthday paper, but actually we use it a lot anyway because I think it's really pretty, and it's so thick. This is like super duper good quality paper, and it's a nice big size. And so yeah, I buy this because it's kind of unisex. You know, you could use it for children with the stars on at a push, but often I'll remember to buy things like, say, I'll buy presents for Kev's dad, and I'll remind him to get a card, and then I forget about the birthday paper, and we've always got birthday paper in. And so I've done this for years and years, and this paper is just such good value. So, you know, such good quality. Sorry, I didn't mean good value. I can't actually remember how much it costs, but you get a lot of sheets in it. And it's great to have. Okay, sofa covers. I want to show you the sofa cover that I bought. I've only bought one. I wanted to only buy one because I didn't want to go ahead and buy four until I knew what the quality was like, until I knew if they would stay on the sofa cushions, you know, because it drives me mad if you buy something and it won't stay on. And I've bought from, I actually did a few, buy things, can't talk today. I bought a few things from Temu, however you say that. Most of the stuff was pretty rubbish, but I got this one, you know, sofa cover because we've got leather sofas, and I'd like to have something on it to protect it from both Watson and me doing my makeup there. I'm always getting makeup bits and pieces on it, and it's a lovely thing that I got from Temu. It's really nice, but it just won't stay, even though it's got rubber things underneath it. It's just never smooth, you know. So I always want to try these things out because although they're cheap, I think it was £11.99 for one cushion cover. If I went and got four of them, then that's 50 quid. That might well be wasted if we don't end up using them, you know. So I've just got this one. I don't particularly like the colour, although Kev doesn't mind. It's a kind of grey blue, but it does stay on, and so I'm like, okay, that's absolutely fine, and it fits both sofa cushions. I might actually put some ties on it. I might just put a bit of string underneath so that I can tie them on, so that they, because I do sometimes, I'm sitting there and I have to sort of push it a little bit, but they always look straight, you know. And yeah, they're cheap if you're looking for cheap covers or just to change the look of your sofa. And if you have any marks on your sofas, it could cover that up, you know, sometimes where it's gone like faded. So I thought they were really good. Okay, two books that I bought. I buy a lot of books. I am an avid book fan, and I would say an avid book reader. However, fun fact, I don't think I've ever finished a book. No, not never. I must have finished books. I finished one book when it was when me and Tracy went to Spain, so I must have been 19, 20, and it was a book called Watermelon by Marianne Keyes, who still writes, I believe. And I've never read any more of her books because I think that's the only time I ever read a fiction book. I read non-fiction books. I like to learn. I'm somebody that, you know, I'm a lifelong learner. I would love to do courses and things all the time. That would be my hobby, if you like. So, but I'm a nightmare. I'll read like the first third of a book and then go, oh yeah, I kind of get the gist. I'm bored of it now. I try to force myself to read books, you know, but I've got 3/4 of the way through one. Anyway, these are two books that I'm really interested in, and actually one of them I've got on an audio book. This is the most recent one I bought, and it's called Breathe, The New Science of a Lost Art. So it maybe sounds really boring, a book on breathing, but it's really, really eye-opening. Like, there's literally stories in here about people that have had miraculous recoveries from really serious conditions by just changing their breathing. And it's really interesting to learn about how we're often breathing wrong. And I bought it because I thought, with, you guys know about my migraines, you're probably sick of hearing about them, but also all of the different health things I have, you know, with Ehlers-Danlos and now menopause and all of that. I thought it's something really simple that doesn't cost anything, and that if you learn about it and can breathe a different way, it could well be really helpful. And especially for somebody like me that's really anxious and hyper, you know, I thought it would be good. And so far it's really interesting. You can see how much I've read. Not very much. I've only read perhaps a third of it, and it's not a massive book. So I'm keeping it on my bedside. Kev laughs at me because he's put a shelf up for me from books, and there's loads of books on it, and they're all the books that I'm in the middle of reading, you know. Anyway, I'm really going to try and force myself to read it because it is interesting. And it's not that the books are not interesting, but I probably read about a page or two a night because I go to bed when I'm tired and then I'm too tired to read. And I'll literally be like, you know, half closing my eyes and only manage a page. And I don't want to miss any information, you know, if I'm too tired to take it in. So that's the first one, Breath by James Nestor. And then this one is called Living Untethered. Now, I've got this also on audiobook and I've listened to it on audiobook so much, but the same thing applies. I'll go to bed and I'll think, right, I'll put an audiobook on because then I'm not like straining my eyes trying to like keep them open and reading, although I have read a little bit of it, not much. And listening is definitely better, but what I find is I'll wake up in the middle of it, you know, and I'll be like, oh no, that's me, missed half of it again. And so the next night when I'm listening to it, I have to like go back and I'm not sure where I stopped, you know. So I've probably listened to a lot of it over and over again, but this is really fascinating to me. And one of the things that I found so fascinating is this, what he says is, now let me get this right, when you look in the mirror, you don't see, it's not you see, it's you that's looking. That's it. When you look in the mirror, it's not you you're seeing, it's you that's looking. Which at first you're like, huh? Like, how can that make sense? But I totally get it, because what he's saying is, when you looked in the mirror at 10 years old, and then when you looked in the mirror at 40 or 50 or 60 or whatever, you're seeing a completely different reflection. So what you see is not what you're seeing reflected in the mirror. It's what you are inside. That's what it's telling you, that there's you inside and that's who you are. So he kind of expands on that. And that's, I would say, the basis for the book, really. It's about discovering yourself. And what does it even say? Beyond the human predicament. Oh, there's a big one there. And he's got other ones. The Untethered Soul, I think, is the one before this, and I haven't read that. I'm not sure how it'll compare. If anybody's read the two, let me know. But it's basically about being able to live your life a lot calmer and not be affected by things that go on around you, you know, and that you are separate from those things, basically. So it's really interesting, and I would recommend both of those books. I don't know why I left the beauty things to last, but I've got nail stuff and hair stuff and a blush to tell you about. But before I do, I want to tell you about these two eye drops that I get from Amazon. The first one is Opticrom. This is like a little miracle for me and even Kev, although it does sting his eyes. That's something to remember. It stings his eyes, it doesn't sting mine, but it does stop them watering. If you've got watery eyes, you will know that it drives you crazy. Both Kev and I get one watery eye. It is just infuriating because we'll be out walking Watson and the two of us are like trying not to rub it, but you can't help it. And I see Kev, he's better at it than me, with tears streaming down his face, you know, because he doesn't want to make it sore. Although actually his tears tend to come from here a lot. Mine, it's from the outer corner. And if I've got eyeshadow on, honestly, it looks ridiculous. Within an hour or so, there's like a triangle here, probably where I've wiped it, and where the water has taken off my eyeshadow, you know. Anyway, I've talked about this many times, but I get it from Amazon and it is my favourite, and I still use it now, years later. That is still one of my most popular videos, and there's lots of people on it that have said thank you, where I say how to get rid of watery eyes, and I talk about these eye drops. So I wanted to tell you about them. And then these eye drops I love because they are single vials, you know, you can pop them, but also I'll undo one and I'll just make sure I use some eye drops today. So you can undo it and then use it. And then you can turn the top upside down and put the top on. So the great thing about that is you can use these 2 or 3 times. Oh, now my eyes are glassy. That's funny. Didn't know they did that. I only actually use these ones at night, because if I'm going to use eye drops in the day, I should be using hydrating eye drops because I do have dry eyes, but I often forget. These are, I think, lubricating eye drops. I can't remember. Whether they're lubricating or anti-allergy, they don't work for me for allergies, but they work. I don't know whether you guys have ever experienced this, but when I go to bed at night, especially if I do that thing like I was talking about reading and my eyes get really sort of sore, I'll close my eyes and they feel really gritty. And I can't get to sleep sometimes. I'm like, my eyes just feel suddenly so gritty, but only when I've closed them and started going to sleep. So I have these in my bedside table and I will grab one and use it, and if one little drop doesn't do it, I'll do another drop, and then it's normally fine and I just go off to sleep. And like I said, it's great because you can put the lid on and you can use them again the next, you know, you'd only want to use them for a couple of days, but you're not wasting anything at all. And they're nice and portable. I've bought these through here because I'm going to chuck them in my case because I'm going on holiday, and then I can have them on my bedside there, you know. Really, really good. So love those. Okay, on to beauty things. The first thing is this nail lamp. I've got that nail lamp in the back, you can see there, which is an uber expensive one. Like, it was £200 or something ridiculous, and it is absolutely brilliant, but it's not got a UK plug on it. It's not got a USB on it. It's old, and it's quite heavy, and so it's a bit, it's got like 2 bits to it. It's got a big sort of battery thing in the middle of it, and it's quite cumbersome to move. And I don't tend to do my nails in here. I actually tend to do them in the living room. I tell you, I do everything in the living room. I do my makeup, I do my hair, some bits of my hair, not blow dry, and I do that in here, but and I do my nails. And so when I'm sitting doing my nails, I want my good lamp. I did have a little mini lamp, literally little mini portable lamp. But the mini portable lamp, one of the legs came off and it was just tricky to use. And so I bought this one, and this is so lightweight. And I was like, oh, I wonder how good this will be, you know. It's got a nice lightweight plug, a nice normal plug. It's powerful. This is for UV and LED polish, and it's brilliant. And it's got these 4 things here, which are 30 seconds, 60 seconds, 90 seconds, and 120. And so you press it and it comes up with a time there. That is so useful, because on that one in the back there, which I guess is for professionals, it's on the back. And so, of course, if you're a professional and your client's sitting there, then you can see how much is left. Great. But I could never see how much time was left. And that bothered me. This one, I can see it. It's on the top and everybody can see it, you know. If you just put your hand in, then it just starts up. It is one of those that's automatic. Or you can press it and then put your hand in it at a specific time and it goes off. I wish it did a little beep when it went off. So that I could just sit and watch the TV as I normally am while my nails are drying. But it's pretty bright, so you can see it, you know. But this is really good, and you know, I've been using this for a fair few months now, and I like it. Okay, the blush is this one. It is by Illamasqua, and it is called Katie. And I actually had this blush years ago, and honestly, I think I might have got a Duff one. I don't know where I got it from. I feel like I got it from Illamasqua. Well, maybe this is the Duff one. But honestly, I thought it was too light, and I don't know why, because now I use it and I am getting colour from it. But it was one before that I felt like, you know what it is? Maybe it's because I've got a tan today and I've put my darker foundation on. That's maybe what it is. So if you're really fair skinned, this colour might not suit you. But it's on Amazon, and I can't remember the exact price, but I know it's way cheaper than buying it from Illamasqua. It's a really good deal, and it's a really nice blush. I've got the one in Lover, which is a corally type colour, and I really like it. Let me get a brush and show you. I've got blush on already, which you can probably see, but let me put some on so maybe you can see. Yeah, I think you can see that, can't you? You can see that that's gone pinker than that side. And then I will even it up. I think it's a lovely pink colour. So I think this is just one that wasn't that popular, and so they've got a large stock, and that's why it's being sold on Amazon. But I think that that's lovely, and it's a blush that lasts a long time. It's not too powdery. It's not, you don't have to work too hard to put it on. You know, it's everything you want from a blush, I think, and it's a decent size. I like that, so I will link that for you. Really nice. Then I wanted to talk about these claw clips. It's a funny thing to talk about because you can buy claw clips in a lot of places now. They seem to be the done thing. And I have recently discovered, I mean, I've used these claw clips for years. I think I was calling them butterfly clips or something like that, because I've talked about these before. And I've got them in all sizes, and I've used bigger ones. I use them to hold my hair up when I'm, you know, either using my Babylist brush or using a straightener or whatever. I sort of section my hair with them. But I recently discovered these ones, and they are the perfect size, firstly. If you just want to put a little bit of your hair up, so this amount here, or I could put this, oops, dropped one, put it up like that, you know, it's just perfect because it holds up. If you've got thick hair, is what I'm trying to say. Don't seem to be getting my words up. If you've got thick hair, this holds a lot of hair, and it holds it really nice and securely. But the other thing is, which you may have seen in my last video, I've discovered doing this. I can't do it properly because I've got that plait in the middle of my head. But I've been using it where I do that and then just swirl around it and make it into a little sort of bun. And it's so easy and just stays in all day. So you can see I've been doing that like in the middle of my hair. And this is the perfect size for my, to put up like a little bit of my hair or half my hair, you know, really, really good. The last item is, it's a recent purchase. Just seeing what that says on the bottom. And it's such a random purchase for me. I did not go on Amazon looking for anything like this. I don't know why it came up in my feed, but it did. And it is this. It's called Sauvecita, which is a pomade. I checked and they are vegan and cruelty free. And this just had so many good reviews. I barely read anything about it. I was ordering something else actually. And like I said, I saw this and it was nothing to do with hair. So I'm not sure why it came up in my feed, but it did. And I was suckered in and I was like, I'm going to go for that. I, as you know, am always looking for something that will tame frizzes. And so that's what this said it did. And it also said it smelled lovely. Oh, it does smell really nice. It smells like a really nice bubble bath. Lovely. But that's what it is. It is, looks like a jelly, but it doesn't move at all. It's a pomade. And I've used this every day since I've got it because what it is brilliant at is taming down your flyaways and frizz. But when I tell you, I think this is probably for, it might well be for afro hair. I have to ask my sister if she knows the brand. Maybe she knows it, or if not, I was thinking if it doesn't work, I'll send it to my sister who's got afro hair. She's mixed race. You have to touch your hands in it. If you've got straight white hair like me, you need to literally, like, this is what I do. It's barely anything on your fingers. You can probably see there's a little bit on my fingers. And if I've got anything sticking up, which there shouldn't be today because I have put this stuff in, it smooths it down and it holds it down. So if you are thinking, hopefully, I don't know, because sometimes in the camera, I'll watch it back and go, oh my God, there's hair sticking up everywhere. But hopefully my hair looks pretty smooth and sleek, you know what I mean? Like smoothed down. And it's because of this. Just tap my fingers in it a little bit. I'm even going to rub that out. And then just put it down over. And especially there's one little bit here that's normally sticking up, making me look like an alien. And I smooth it all down with this. And it's absolutely brilliant. But I have noticed, like, the first day I use it, my hair feels, where I've put it, which is normally here, I can feel that it feels a little bit greasy. So like I said, you have to be really careful. That was the first day and I think I just used a little bit too much. Actually, Kev might use this as well on his hair because he uses sort of pomade type stuff. But it lasts all day. And then I noticed that that greasy feeling was gone the following day. So it probably like sunk in, you know, and it's great. It's really, really good. And I think it's really good also, as well as smoothing things down, if you've got that freshly washed hair, but you want to do a style with it. So if you wanted to do this plait thing that I do sometimes, or anything like that, if you wanted to put your hair up in a messy bun, you could put a bit of this all over your hair and it would just give it a little bit more grip. And it would be easier to do, you know. That's what I put on this morning to enable me to put it into a plait easier, without all those. There are a couple of hairs sticking out there. I can see them. Gonna get those. I don't know where all these short hairs have come from. I've tried to research it and it's just menopause hair, I think. But this stuff is brilliant. So it's called Sauvecita pomade. There's actually a lot of products in this range. If anybody knows this range and can recommend anything else, please let me know because it's on my list to have a look and see if I can find anything else. I'm actually going out later and I have no intentions of wearing this shirt because it's a bit sort of baggy looking. It's not as... I don't want it smaller because I tried a smaller size and then this was too, you know, like it was too tight. But I just feel like if it was like that, it would be better. So anyway, I've got to get changed to go out. I am going to have my Botox done. I haven't had my Botox done since January, I think it was. January this year. So I haven't had it done for February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September. Nearly 9 months. And it's not that it's lasted that long on me. It's just that I couldn't afford it because well, actually, it was really cheap this time. It was £170, which is brilliant because normally it's like 300 and something. I realised afterwards, though, that I've paid for 3 areas. So 2 areas are, she does a little bit up here and a little bit on my brows here because it's the brow lift I'm going for. One of the main reasons I'm having it done is because, I don't know whether you've ever noticed in photos or on videos, I've got one eyebrow lower than the other, and I'm confused as to which side it is, because in pictures it looks like it's this one. Yeah, I always thought it was this one. This one was weaker. I don't know whether you can see. Yeah, you can see. When I raise my eyebrows, this one drops. And it drops because the muscle is weaker, and she does something to make them look even. But also I get that little bit of, I don't ever get a lift with her, but it holds my brows in place so they're not like, you can't see all the wrinkly skin as much. And I love it. But I'm having 3 areas done, and that's only 2. I don't find it helps the crow's feet very much. Last time I had what's called a Botox lip flip, and it was really painful, and it was really weird because I felt like I couldn't, when I was sucking the straw on my water, I couldn't really feel it. It was really odd feeling, so I don't think I will have that done again. Anyway, I'm rambling now. That's everything for today. Let me tell you what I've got on makeup wise. I've got on Rare Beauty foundation in 170. On my eyes is my Viseart, is it called Neutral Mattes palette? I think Neutral Mattes palette. I don't know, whatever one, maybe it's the warm one. I will link it below. You saw me put that Illamasqua blush on, but underneath I had an iconic blush on, just a cream blush. I've just put this Kiko lip pencil on in 101. It's just a lip balm with a tiny bit of colour, and that's everything. Earrings are from River Island. This necklace is also from River Island, but I put this on myself because this is supposed to be much shorter and it broke. And I actually prefer things longer anyway, so I was like, I'm going to make my own. This shirt is from TikTok, but like I said, I'm not sure. It's only just arrived, and I thought, you know what, I'm just going to fling it on this morning until I decide what to wear, and then I don't know whether to throw it, to put it in the wash. I don't know what I think of it. And the funny thing was, my husband said to me this morning, oh, I like your shirt. And I was like, he never says he likes things. And I was like, really? And he went, yeah, it could be better, but I'm not sure why. And I was like, do you like it or do you not like it? You know, so I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I'm really in a rambly mood today, aren't I? Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope you are well, and I'll speak to you again soon.